water. They ain't coming to a call. These guys just don't want to. That cow took that bull that way, man. She all but and said, I'm out of here. That bull stopped for just a minute to take a look, and he said, hey, I'm gonna stick with the real thing.
High above the canyon floor, I can see for miles, and I have to admit, when I come to a place like this, I wish I'd been born 100 years earlier. A century ago, the land where I'm standing now was literally the Wild West. Ranchers battled the elements and had to tough it out to survive here. They call New Mexico the land of enchantment. I think whoever came up with that title must have been sitting exactly where I am today. It's the third week of September, and the thick oak brush is heavy with an acorn crop, which provides excellent forage to deer and black bear. Archery season for bear is now open, so I've purchased an over-the-counter tag and going to see if I can get lucky on a bear as well as an elk on this trip. There's an old saying that silence can be deafening. I've been to places like that before, and honestly, it can be like that here, but not this time of year. Elk are in the rut, and if you've never heard the forest come to life with screaming bulls, it is truly an experience you'll never forget.
Oh, come on, big boy.
Elk hunting is tough, and it's also tough to successfully draw an elk tag in a good area. At least it has been for me. Last time I drew an elk tag, it was 5 years ago, and it was a hunt I'll never forget. There's something about elk hunting during the rut that gets my heart pounding like nothing else does. Spotting, stalking, and talking to the elk is about as fun and action-packed as anything in the hunting world.
Oh, baby, baby, baby. Look at that.
Calling doesn't work all the time, but when it does, it's like nothing else on earth. I like to say it's like calling in a fire-breathing dragon.
The High Road with Keith Warren is presented by Armacite, the titanium vacuum sealer. Supercharged Scent Killer by Wildlife Research Center, 99%. BSA Optics. Camo Adult Precision Air Rifles, Texas Hidden Springs Ranch, and Gravedigger Broadheads. The High Road will be right back.
The ranch I'm hunting on today is called the Quinlan Ranch, and it's located just outside of Chama, New Mexico. I've come to this ranch to try my hand at calling in an old bull elk, and if I'm lucky enough, I hope to send an arrow through his heart. It's also archery bear season, and anyone elk hunting in this part of New Mexico is likely to have an encounter with a bear. So I've purchased an over-the-counter black bear tag just in case.
Theoretically, that bear will come walking off this trail right here, off this nose, and right down here to this pond. There's just all kinds of sign and big old pile of poop over here, so it's a good spot as long as the wind is right.
And I'm telling you what, the air is thin, but the bears are on the move. We got this blind set up today, and there's bear poop right there, literally 3 feet out in front of the blind. This water hole, it's been really dry. This water hole has got a lot of sign all the way around it, so the wind is perfect. It's coming this direction, and hopefully the bears are going to come from this direction. Well, we've got some spotters back over here up on the mountain, and they can see further up than we can, and if indeed a bear is working its way down, they're going to go ahead and give a little cow call to give us a heads up so we can get ready. Because if we get a shot at a bear, it's going to be close. Perfect shot, guys. Perfect.
He's done, boys. He's done. What do you think about that? That right there, that was sweet. He came down. This wind was perfect. Absolutely, the wind started to shift a little bit. He went up the trail a little bit. He got a little bit of courage and decided to come back down, take one for the team. That right there was beautiful. You know, I love bear hunting. I absolutely love it. They come in and I don't know, I never get tired of bear hunting. Look at there. There he is. Right there. There he is. All right. Wow. Good shot. Look at the pretty color on that guy. Oh, that's pretty bear. Oh my goodness gracious. Look at that in the shot. I mean, it really was a perfect shot. He didn't go, what, 40 yards, you think?
Maybe that.
But look at this guy. Look at the colors on him. Is that not beautiful?
Beautiful thick coat.
It's a male, and I'm assuming that this guy's probably around 3 years old. I mean, he may be a little bit, he may be 4, but I'm guessing, I'd say 3 or 4, but look at him.
Oh, gorgeous.
He's beautiful. I mean, look at those chompers on him, and he was coming down for his afternoon swim and to drink some water. I mean, look at the claws on him though. That's pretty cool. I mean,
Some big claws. You can work with those.
Oh man, and this guy was making a living up in this country right here eating acorns, wasn't he?
Yes, sir.
But this is what a beautiful bear. And it worked out perfectly. It couldn't have been any better. Guys, thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you. I mean, it couldn't be any better. I mean, this is I've never hunted bears in New Mexico before. I've never seen as many bears as I've seen here in New Mexico before. I mean, this place is covered up.
Oh, yeah.
Now we got the bear out of the way, we can go for a big old bull elk, can't we?
Yes, sir. Game plan.
You can hear him bugling. Oh my gosh.
The High Road with Keith Warren is presented by Reconyx, Record Rack Deer and Elk Feed, Burt Coyotes Luminoc, Shadow Hunter Blinds, Elevators, Diamond Down Thermal Gear, Ion Cameras, and Tannerite. The High Road will be right back. Tannerite brand binary exploding rifle targets presents viewer feedback.
Kevin from New York writes, "Hey Keith, I'm a lifelong hunter and big fan of your show. I'm wondering, how do you see deer farming and hunting in the future? Do you think more hunters will understand the importance of deer farming, or will they continue to be at odds with each other?" Kevin, woohoo! You talking about throwing gas on a fire, buddy? First off, I think deer farming is probably one of the most misunderstood things there is having to do with wildlife. I mean, deer farming, there's more good research done on deer and elk farms than in the wild, probably 10 or 50 times over. Deer farming is a good thing. I think a lot of people don't understand really what goes on a deer farm, and so if you've got questions, contact the deer farmer, go visit a deer farm. But I truly believe down deep in my heart that 100 years from now, when we're all dead and gone, there's going to be people that are out there saying, thank God we had deer and elk farmers, because the deer and elk farmers, they're going to play a real important role for the future of wildlife in our country. I have to admit, I'm addicted to elk hunting. There's only one thing about elk hunting that I don't like. I don't like the fact that if you aren't successful drawing a tag in a good area, and you still want to hunt elk, it leaves very few choices. One of those choices is to hunt on a ranch like I'm hunting on today. The Quinlan Ranch is private land, and as such, there's no need to apply or draw for a state elk tag. Plus, if you hunt elk here, you're able to hunt with a rifle even in archery season. You see, this is an incredibly large piece of land that has been turned into an elk hunter's dream. With the challenging terrain and the diversity of cover, this privately owned wildlife preserve has some of the country's best elk hunting. Elevation on this part of the Quinlan Ranch ranges up to 8,500 feet. And for now, it appears the elk can be anywhere, as the bulls either are trying to keep their cows rounded up, or they're trying to figure out a way they can steal one. Archery elk hunting is about as good as it gets for a hunter. Elk are smart, and their senses make them an incredible challenge. Their eyes are big, and they can pick off even the slightest of movement.
Everybody I've talked to that's been elk hunting in New Mexico this year has been having a hard time, and we're struggling bad.
Their ears are like they're bionic, and I swear I think they can hear my heart pounding. And then there's the elk's nose. To me, I think a hunter has a better chance of fooling a bloodhound than fooling an elk.
You think conditions are good, but the wind is killing us. Killing us.
Because once an elk gets a whiff of a human, they're gone, and you don't get a second chance. We tried our luck at calling and walked no telling how many miles before deciding to simply change strategies, and we decided to still hunt near water holes. Now, it's just a matter of time.
The High Road with Keith Warren is presented by Walls Outdoor Goods, Liberty Safe, Oilfield Camo, Savage Arms, OpticsPlanet.com, Darton Archery, Vortex Rangefinders, Supercharged Scent Killer by Wildlife Research Center, 99%, Castle Rock Outfitters, Gerber, and Wild Bucks Outdoors.
Very unsure. One thing I can tell you what we're going to do. We're not going to disturb him. When he left, he walked up there very, very slowly. And what we're going to do, I did not see the arrow in him up there. I saw the arrow. When he turned, I could see the arrow hanging out his side. But I didn't see it up there, so that's going to be a key thing. And we got to find the arrow. If we can find the arrow, he should tell us a lot. And we're going to see what kind of blood we have. But I can tell you right now, I've been elk hunting long enough to know that that right there was not a good hit. And what we've got to do is we've got to give him time. There's another bullet there bugling right now. We do not want to bugger this up. We're going to go down here in a minute, see if we can find the arrow, and make a decision of what we're going to do. Alright, let's see what we got. Alright. That was better than what I thought. Look. It went into here. So I got that much penetration on him. And then it pushed back out and he broke it off.
Congratulations. Oh. Come on up here, man. Look at that bull. Oh my God. Yes, sir. It's a good one. You talk about luck. Not a hard look paid off. That is a pretty bull right there.
Look how long his times
Wow.
are. That is a good bull.
Wow.
Look at that.
Wow. Oh, man.
Look at that, guys. That was up there. I mean, that right there is unbelievable. There's no ground shrinkage on him. Look, he's still got a little bit of velvet up here. I mean,
Look at those swords on him. And the mask.
You know,
it's just thick all over.
let me ask you a question. I mean, I know we did the right thing. I mean, I'm very, very surprised that we got him, to be honest with you. I mean, that broadhead I'm thrilled to death with, but the shot wasn't that good. But obviously it was good enough. But the lesson learned here is give him time.
Easy because of the big bull.
Oh, there's the broadhead right there.
On the opposite shoulder.
Yep, right there.
Almost passed all the way through that.
I'll be
Yes, sir.
doggone. I mean, that is a big old bull. Look at these ears on him, big old ears. And the cool thing that I think about elk, everything's cool about them. The country that they live in is some of the most beautiful country in the world. The elk have such big eyes. and they can see so well.
Any
a very
movement
good
they
nose.
pick up on.
And their nose, I mean, that's been playing fits with us all week long. The nose, I mean, the wind.
Sure.
And then, I mean, it's like, what a deal. What a deal.
He's healthy, the coat's pretty, he's got good fat on him. This is a good, healthy animal.
You know, I'll tell you what, when I didn't draw a bull tag this year, I figured I was out of luck. There's no place I can go. That's when I heard about this place. And man, I guarantee you one thing, I'll be back.
Sometimes hunting season doesn't turn out as planned. This year, I had hoped to draw an archery elk tag, but I was unsuccessful. But that didn't stop my plans to chase elk with my bow. This special property in northern New Mexico was exactly what I was hoping to find. Vast, beautiful, challenging terrain with lots of magnificent elk. Yes, this has been a wonderful adventure with some incredible animals. But for me, the real reason this trip was so enjoyable is simple. For me, it's always about the joy of the hunt.
Ion Camera is the official sport camera used to film the high road.